You mentioned directors learning more and more about the format over the two series. Can you talk a little bit more about examples of how they really grabbed hold of that and started to make it their own?
We were talking more about things going off, things coming on, and where things were in the room, um, particularly in things like crowd scenes. We did a lot of crowd ADR um, for a lot of the big scenes, so we could move things around, put crowd around us. We got a lot of the main actors in the crowds shouting things as well, which again we were able to put around the room to get this thing. There's one scene, a sort of bare knuckle fight in an old sort of farm cow shed, and there's a big crowd of people, and that was amazing because it's a massive scene. It's very loud, but the fact that we had the characters, each individual character, done his or her bit of shouting around the room worked. It's just amazing. Now the whole thing is just all around you, and you're in the middle with the boxers. And that same director, then when we did the next series, was like, yeah, we need to get some of these ADR lines in, and we can spread them around and move them around. And I think once you've had a taste of it, it really gets you, and you start thinking. I could tell he was thinking a lot more about where we could put a sound rather than it just being there on the front. And the same director said to me when he came for the last series, he says, never mind turning it up to 11, go to 13. So it is, a big, massive thing, and it's great to. And one of the things about it, I think you find as well is that because you spread things around the room, you can have the whole atmos and spots and everything sort of louder because the dialogue is obviously tied to the middle, and because you can have everything going on in different speakers, the whole mix, atmos mix, everything gets louder and becomes more enveloping and everything, but still works really well when you fold it all down. But that's what the directors like, because they want everything loud. It's a very music-led drama. There's lots of classic music, big tracks. So a lot of those are pretty much played as stereo with a little bit of reverb to pull them into the room a little bit, just to pull them off the front wall. And I think that allows me to give everything a little bit more music and not interfere with the dialogues as much. In Series 2, we did have a composer on board for some scenes, and he delivered me stems of the music, which worked amazingly well. Just the fact that you can then, position different synths, drums around the room, and you sort of create an atmos music mix as you're going along. So yeah, that worked really well. So that's something I think they're going to try and do in Series 3, is to have a little bit more composed music where we can really play around with it. It's not all about the big bombastic sound and the big scenes. It's almost about what it brings to the quiet scenes. And, it's nice, even if you have something in, like, you're in the shed in the woods and it's just someone approaching through the trees. You can have them coming from behind you or wherever and round. And the amount of sort of accuracy and pinpointing you get is really, it's amazing. You can almost feel them creeping up behind you,